Hi everyone. Hi there. I'm Jennifer with Community Health First ER. I'm here with our medical director, Dr. Rad Miryala. And
Welcome,
today,
guys.
yes, thank you for being here, Dr. Rad. I think it's really great for the community to hear some information about mindfulness eating during the holidays. But I don't know about you, but during the holidays, especially Thanksgiving, I'm always listening to music, and I put on music right before my family comes into town for Thanksgiving. And so I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what kind of rock music did the Pilgrims listen
Oh, here's the joke. Here's the joke. I was wondering what it was going to be. All right. What kind of rock music did the Pilgrims listen to?
You tell me, you don't know?
I don't know.
Plymouth Rock.
Ah.
All right.
I'm sorry. I quit. I'm sorry. All right.
Okay, so please inform us about mindful nutrition, Dr. Rad.
Sure. So today we're going to talk about mindful nutrition or mindful eating. This is the opposite of mindless eating, which, I'm sure we've all had experience with that, right? The three key takeaway points that I want to stress in this little talk is if you think about eating food, it is one of the most intimate relationships that we have with the world around us, right? The food that we eat, it takes the rain, the sun, and the soil to make this food, to make this energy for us. The food that we eat gets absorbed into our body and into all of our cells. So it is like the most intimate way that we react, that we interact with the world around us. Tip number two, so the key point number two is eating with gratitude. Now, when you eat, think of the people and all the resources used to make your food. Think about the journey your food makes to get to you and all the preparation that's involved in your meal. And feel gratitude for this opportunity to eat, to participate in this journey, to participate in the meal. And then three, eat fresh foods over processed foods. Eat more plants and eat the appropriate portion of food. So don't choose this.
No.
Don't choose this.
No.
Choose this. All right? So now, one of the reasons we want to talk about this is because, the holidays are coming up, and this is a big time where people start having lots of feasts, lots of holidays, lots of parties, and it's easy to indulge and overindulge in eating. So we just want to talk about, like, give some tips on eating mindfully. Eating mindfully helps you gain control of your eating habits. It promotes weight loss, it reduces binge eating, and improves your state of well-being. So tips to eating mindfully: eat slowly, chew thoroughly, listen to hunger cues, and eat until you're full, and not overeating. And listen to true hunger cues, not emotional cues, that are telling you to eat, or not external cues. You just smell something good and you start eating, or the seafood diet where you see food and you feel like eating, right? So, and then engage in all of your senses when you eat. So, like, let's say this apple. Now you can look at the color of the apple, you can smell the apple, you can appreciate the sound of the apple as you crunch it, you appreciate the texture of it in your mouth, and then the flavor of the apple. Eat with gratitude and appreciation for the food, and avoid guilt and anxiety that you might have about a meal. And I know that a lot of people start feeling this towards the holidays. It's a big meal, and then there's some family dramas that may come up, and it tends to revolve around food for a lot of people. So just be aware of that, and then plan for it and plan your responses appropriately. And know that you're eating for your health and your well-being. Become aware, and like we're talking, become aware of your emotional responses to food. Okay. So what is mindful eating? Well, it's not mindless eating. So right now there's an abundance of poor food choices for us, right? It's harder to go and get a fresh apple to eat than to eat something that's prepackaged, that sits on the shelf for days, weeks, months, years, right? So this could spoil, and there's a lot of planning that that you have to do to be able to eat a fresh apple. Avoid distractions while you eat. Eat with intention. Follow your hunger cues, which we talked about. Of course, eat slowly, chew thoroughly. The importance of this is if you rush through a meal, it can take about 20 minutes for your body and your brain to realize that you're full. And if you rush through it, you may eat past that point. So if you eat slowly, it helps you kind of gauge how full you are and not overeat. Avoid binge eating, and of course, avoid the seafood diet, which is you see food and you start eating it, By slowing down your eating, by slowing down, by chewing thoroughly, you can recognize and respond to hunger and fullness cues rather than emotional cues to eat. And then you bring awareness to the cues that trigger your eating, what triggers you, what do you see that makes you want to eat, what do you feel that makes you want to overeat or binge, and you start becoming aware of these cues. This awareness gives you a moment, a space to then have a choice. Okay, now that you realize, okay, this is what's triggering me to eat, then you can take a second, pause, and then you can choose how you react to those emotions and those triggers. Okay. Does mindful eating, does mindful nutrition, does it lead to weight loss? Let me just talk about diet. There's lots and lots of diets out there. If you go on a binge diet, if you go on a weight loss program, for the most part, 85% of people that go through this lose weight and then gain it back, and then often gain more weight back, within a year. So you have to think of your mindful eating, mindful nutrition as a lifestyle choice and not as a quick diet. So it is not, don't do it for weight loss, do it for, choosing to live a healthy life. And the reasons a lot of people, join a diet and then start losing weight and then gain the weight back is they go back to binge eating, they go back to emotional eating, they respond to food during cravings or food during their stressful times. So mindful eating, mindful nutrition helps us become aware of these triggers and helps to put a pause on that, helps us to make better decisions. It helps to prevent weight gain by bringing awareness and improved self-control and really creating a positive emotion around food and eating. It helps us to eliminate unwanted eating behaviors, helps you create long-term success in your weight control. Okay, how to start eating mindfully. Here's some tricks. This is hard to do, after this lecture, to continue and start a mindful journey, mindful eating journey, mindful nutrition journey. So there's some little tips and tricks, okay? Pick one meal a day that you're going to start this, okay? Let's say you're going to do it for dinner. Choose a healthy meal for dinner. Sit in front of your plate. Feel gratitude for the food. Appreciate the food with all of your senses. Eat slowly, chew thoroughly, eliminate distractions, eat in silence. Focus on your response to the food. Stop eating when you're full. Mindful eating is not a weight loss diet plan. It is a choice of eating intentionally for your overall health and wellness. Okay? So you try that. Start with one meal a day. See how you feel. See how that meal may feel different from the other meals that you have. And then you'll probably want to start incorporating this into other meals, and then slowly it just becomes the way you eat. Now we talked about mindful nutrition, how to eat. What should we eat? There's not a specific diet that we're going to recommend, everybody should do keto, everybody should go vegan, everybody should go paleo. But we did want to bring attention to one diet, which is really like a lifestyle choice. It's the Mediterranean diet, okay? Of all the diets out there, this one has been extensively studied and found to to have lower incidence of cancer and heart disease. And why is it called the Mediterranean diet? They found that people living along the Mediterranean Sea lived longer and healthier lives, suffered less from cancer and heart disease. And so they studied the diet that this region had, and they found that, hey, they studied it extensively and found that it was the diet that was causing this response. So what is the Mediterranean diet? Basically, eat lots of plant-based foods, fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and legumes. Legumes are like beans, like lima beans, whole beans, peas. Okay. Eat fresh foods. Avoid processed foods. This is a common theme that we're gonna be stressing. Extra virgin olive oil. A lot of the Mediterranean diets use extra virgin olive oil. It's a good source of fat, and it's what they put on salads, what they use to cook their food. The diet also incorporates some cheeses and yogurts. Um, it has a moderate amount of like healthy fish and poultry, and it has a very minimum amount of red meats and desserts. For desserts, they would opt to use fresh fruits over like you know high sugary foods. So we don't want to stress that anybody should start a particular diet or anything, but we do want to say that this Mediterranean diet has been shown to help with a lot of chronic illnesses, and it is a healthy choice, and these are healthy options that you can choose. You can incorporate this diet in Deer Park, Texas, in Pasadena, in LaPorte. There's options at every meal you go to. You can pick a salad, you can pick fresh vegetables, and you can, if you eat meat, you can pick lean fish, lean poultry, instead of red meat. This may not be a popular thing here in Texas, but we just had to share this information. Did you have
Yes.
any tricks?
Well, I was gonna say, an apple a day does keep the doctor away.
Thank you. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Enjoy your holiday season. I know there's going to be lots of opportunities to feast. Just make healthy choices for the end of the year and for 2021. All right. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.